We're seeing temperatures in the high 90s right now, but our StormTrack team says it feels like 105. That proves uncomfortable for some, but for others, it could be life-threatening.
Well, it's very hot out here.
Daniel Johnson and the Union Gospel Mission Church are handing out life-saving resources to those without a place to escape the elements in this extreme heat.
So we just try to give back to the people that more than likely really need it, that are out here sleeping on the sidewalk in the heat.
He says the church has been giving out bottled waters to the homeless for the past few summers, and that they try to come out 1 to 2 times a week during this time of year.
Everything they do is hard, in the elements, whether it's cold or hot. I will say personally, living in the heat is a lot harder than living in the cold.
Ron Horner lives on the streets of downtown Chattanooga. We asked how he gets access to his water.
Just the water that comes out of that spigot down there, the green one, it's warm sometimes. I can't drink warm water. It makes you kind of sick,
Long hours in the sun are common for construction workers. Caleb Casey with the Hamilton County WWTA partnered with Rev Construction to work on this road. He says because they're used to working outside, they already know how to handle working in the scorching sun.
I think they're just drinking lots of water, staying in the shade. They take breaks every once in a while, so they have enough guys they can switch out and not get overwhelmed.
He says their construction workers come to the site at 7 a.m. to set up and begin working at 8 a.m. We asked if the heat affected their ability to meet their project deadline.
It is difficult, but that kind of comes with construction, so there's always some kind of delay, whether it's heat or something else. So this job has had a couple issues, but they've been working really hard and making good progress.
And to the church for their generosity, Ron says,
Yeah, thank you guys.
Now, earlier today, construction workers were out here working tirelessly in the scorching heat. You can see they've since been gone to take a break from the scorching heat today. We encourage you to hydrate and to stay cool.
It's unbearable.
Temperatures are climbing, reaching nearly 100 degrees in Chattanooga, but residents at Patten Towers are struggling to escape the heat.
There's no relief. You can't sleep. You just sit there and sweat.
The apartment complex's air conditioning system isn't working, and Frederick Betcher and his dog Missy are feeling the full effects of the June heat.
She's very playful. But now she just tries to find a cool spot on the floor and lay on the floor.
The thermostat reads that it's 87 degrees inside this apartment, which is almost as hot as the temperature outside. Patten Towers gave us a statement saying, quote, "Unfortunately, we have had recent issues with our HVAC system and have been working hard to fix them as quickly as possible. It is important to note that any resident that is experiencing AC issues in their unit is given a portable HVAC system as soon as they notify us. We care deeply about our residents and are taking this situation extremely seriously." Even with the portable HVAC unit, Joshua Bills is struggling to cool off.
It's kind of like a sauna, like you're boxing in a sauna.
Betcher says he hasn't received a unit yet, so he's been sleeping with one fan running.
I've been down to the office several times, at least 15, 20 times since I've lived here, and I've lived here about 6 months now.
He says sometimes it even feels better outside.
We come outside more often now than we ever did because if there's a breeze, it feels better. But I can't sleep out here.
What we do and what modern policing sort of instructs us to do is to be more proactive. For instance, we put together a 12-officer quick response team, and their task is to scout throughout the city to look for potential problems that could be on the horizon, right? Whether that's a nightclub letting out or a sporting event coming to a conclusion, those officers respond out there, assess the situation, and either they can deal with it right there on the spot or they can call for additional resources. So we're being proactive to make sure that we keep everyone safe.
Is that team new? Is that a new thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that part of the Focused Deterrence Initiative?
It actually is.
It's Friday night over the weekend. Talk to some citizens, right, about, okay, with 2 large-scale shootings, back-to-back weekends essentially, do you feel safe? And one thing that we heard, and this may be anecdotal, but still, it's what we heard was, okay, when it gets dark, me and my kids go inside, right? Like, what do you have to say to citizens who don't feel safe just being outside in their front yard at night when shootings do start to occur, start to uptick, so to speak?
Yeah, so the main job of the Chattanooga Police Department is to make sure that you and your families are safe. And that's what we're really working hard to do. I understand that the fear of crime is just as bad in most instances as the actual crimes itself. And so we're working to fight on 2 fronts, actually. We're working very hard to make sure you're safe. But we also understand this is going to take a partnership with the community.